Right, hello. It is Wednesday of week 3. I'm going to go through your lesson today with theme, but theme should be something that we're kind of familiar with. So I'm going to have um, a little bit shorter of a lesson here, and I'm going to have you kind of almost teaching yourselves, which will be cool. So the expectations, I'm not going to go over them again because we've already gone over them a few times. Just make sure that you complete all your must-do work, and your can-do work is a make-up work for the third quarter. I've noticed a few people who have asked me to make up work in the past have not been completing their work at all. So we want to make sure that you use that opportunity to make up for some of the things that maybe you missed in the past. Grading, just to go over it quickly, today's guided notes are 10 points. Today's assignment is 20 points, and then you'll get a total of 150 points, one 50-point assignment and one 100-point assignment at the end of this. Question stock, a lot of people have been using it. I think it's been working really well, so keep using that. I think I wrote somewhere that if you use it, it's extra credit. So make sure that you use that question stock. A new thing that I want to show you, because attendance has been kind of difficult because I've been doing it based on what work has been getting done, but I want to make sure that I'm also having people check in with me. So now, starting today, every day you're going to check in using the attached attendance sheet. I will show you it in a second. You'll write the date, your first and last names, and the time that you logged in for the day. This is a mandatory step as it will help me keep accurate attendance. I know there are some people who logged on but maybe logged off, didn't finish their work. Whatever the case may be, this will be a good way for us to keep attendance accurately. So this is 701's attendance sheet. Pretty self-explanatory. Today's date is May 6th, 2020, so I would write that down. I would write my first name, I would write my last name, and today I logged in at 6 a.m., but obviously it's going to be different for you. So this is going to be a sheet that is shared with everybody that everybody can edit, so you should be able to type in your name and everything pretty easily. So this is for every class. This is not just for 701. I'm going to make one for 703 and for 702. So make sure that you log and check in on your attendance so that I can keep up to date with that. The week's objectives, we already did Mondays and Tuesdays, so I kind of highlighted them to make sure we can see our progress here. And today you are going to be able to read and comprehend fictional text in order to determine the central theme or message the author is trying to convey. So you're due now. I think this is going to be an interesting one because I did this when we were in regular school and not even thinking about the thought that we would be working from home. So I want to see if anybody's minds have changed. Would you rather continue your education through virtual learning or return to school for the in-person education that you're used to? So basically, do you like what we're doing right now? Would you like to continue doing it, or would you rather go back to the way things were? You're going to explain by citing pros and cons of each option based on your personal experience. So nobody needs to cite facts for me. You don't need to give me like statistics. What you need to give me are the pros and cons that you have personally felt since you have experienced both options now. Right now, you're in that virtual learning option that we talked about and people hadn't experienced in the past. So that is your do now for today. You're going to go into here and write your response here. Personally, I would love to go back to school. I think that virtual learning is cool and it's different, but I'm better at, I guess, or more used to teaching at home or teaching at school. So I'd rather go back to that. It's what I'm used to. It's what I'm familiar with. This is a little bit more difficult for me. So you're going to do the same. You're going to type your response. I have seen a couple people skip the do now. You're not supposed to skip the do now. It is mandatory. You have to do it. It's part of the guided notes. All right. So the objective and essential questions. Another thing I've seen people skip. You need to include the objective and essential questions in here. I explained this yesterday in the audio recording. The reason why I want you to do this is so that it's very easy for people to, or for us to have every day kind of mushed together. This keeps every day separate. When you write your objective and essential question that changes every day, it keeps every day separate. You learned something different yesterday than you're learning today. So I want to make sure that we keep those things separate so that everything doesn't just come together. And the essential questions, what is the theme of your chosen story and what evidence can you provide to prove your response? So again, this is something that you've done before. I think most people are going to guess what I'm going to ask you to do for your assignment. So the first stop and jot we're going to do today, I want to make sure people know what theme is before I ask you to actually do it or look at it. So what is theme? And then give an example of a common theme that you have seen conveyed in stories. This could be something that you've seen in the past, something that you've seen in a movie. A lot of the times, the common themes that we see have been translated from books to movies. So what is a common theme or lesson that you have seen in stories? So I told you that I was going to have you more or less teaching yourselves, and that is true. So I want you to watch this Brain Pop video on theme. This is a good video that gives a lot of good information. And then while you're watching, or after you're watching, depending, you're going to answer the following questions. Based on what you hear in the video, okay, because they might give a different answer than what you're used to writing down for yourself. What is theme? What does Tim suggest you do to help find the theme? What is a motif? And how can a motif help you find theme? You are going to listen to this video, but you are going to stop at 3 minutes and 21 seconds. The reason for that is because it starts to go into other stuff that you don't necessarily need for this specific purpose of this lesson. So you're going to click play. You're going to listen to the video. You are going to listen to it once. You are going to go back, look at the questions, and then try to go through it and listen to it again. You only listen to 3 minutes and 21 seconds of this. Okay? And after you do that, you're going to answer the questions right here. Now, I'm going to go on the honor system with this because on the next slide, I provide the answer check to those questions. I would really, 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 really appreciate it if you didn't check your answers before giving answers, or cheat, in other words. I would like for you to check your answers after you give your own answers, okay? It's good that you try first on your own before just getting the answers. That's how you learn things, right? Let's get past it really quick. Okay, so your assignment for today, after watching the Brain Pop video, teaching yourself what theme is and how you can find it a little bit more easily, you are going to use the same story that you read yesterday and the day before, and you're going to find the theme of the story and write a Peels paragraph to support your response. Here are the 4 stories. They have not changed since Monday. The Lexile level has not changed since Monday, depending on which one you chose. You're going to go into here, and right here is where you type your Peels paragraph. Okay? If you are somebody that feels like they need to do a pre-writing exercise or maybe give themselves a little graphic organizer, you can do that by inserting a table. And I'm going to write that my point is the theme of the story is blank. In the text, it states blank. Oops. No. And then your explanation, and then your link, which as we know, is going to be a conclusion because it's one paragraph. You're not linking it to anything. It's just going to be a conclusion. So if you are somebody who likes to do pre-writing, do this. Take this as an option for you. And then right underneath, you can start writing. Okay? If you do the pre-writing, make sure you keep it in there. I want to see who benefits from the pre-writing and who doesn't. That way I can kind of get an idea as to what I can give you to help you out, okay? Because if everybody does pre-writing, then next time I ask you to do appeals paragraph, I'll just have you or I'll just give the pre-writing graphic organizer to you anyway, okay? So I'm giving you a choice now, and if I see that a lot of people take that choice, I'll make it more of a mandatory step later. Okay. So the next thing, we're going to be looking forward here. So tomorrow you're going to be talking about figurative language. Figurative language is our favorite thing, as we all know. We love talking about figurative language. We love analyzing figurative language. It's everyone's favorite thing to do. With that being said, this is not an unfamiliar topic, but it's definitely worth revisiting. So I'm going to kind of give you a little bit of a lesson on some common types of figurative language that we should already know, just so I'm kind of refreshing your memory. You're going to read the same story and you're going to identify types of figurative language. Okay, so as you read today, start looking for those types of figurative language. Start seeing specific things that you can pick out. That's actually a metaphor. I didn't notice that this story had a metaphor. Now I know what I'm talking about tomorrow. Okay, so looking forward, that is what we are going to do tomorrow. If you have any questions, the live question sheet is still available. Okay, so you want to make sure that you use that live question sheet. I'm going to add it in every assignment for the rest of the school year. I'm also going to add the attendance sheet in every assignment for the rest of the school year. All right, so that live question stock has been helpful for a lot of people. So you want to make sure that you use that and you pay attention to it. All right. Okay, I think that's it for me. If you have any questions, please use that question sheet. I think you should be able to do this. I think you should be able to teach yourself today. So that's going to be kind of cool. So if you need any help, please ask. Have a good day.